Great. Well, welcome to Fringeworthy. I am your GM, Bruce Sheffer, and with us tonight, we have our normal group, which has vanished off of my character list. Okay, so we've got Jason, who's playing Kit Hathaway, right? Right. And we've got Kaitlin, who's playing Valentina. And we have Ken, who's playing Mark. And what?
No.
And we have who's playing Alpin Wixx. Did I forget anybody?
And we have Indrani.
You forgot Chuck who's playing Indrani.
Because like the screen things are jumping around. And we have Chuck who's playing Indrani.
Hello.
The Fringeworthy Explorers, Team 9, are currently exploring a world at positive 10 node, and they have managed to get themselves out from inside the underwater city and are now on Kodiak Island, Alaska, at the mayor's house.
Woo, woo.
Sleeping, taking a nap.
All right then.
And air between the chair and keyboard, I see. All right, guys, what you doing? I mean, all right, you woke up the next morning, and and it's actually not. Is it the next morning? It probably isn't. It's probably that evening, because when you got there, basically, it was really early, and you was just sleeping. You got traveling, so you basically crashed out for most of the day. So probably, depending upon what time of the year is, it's either bright sunshine outside or it's dark. So I'm going to assume it's bright sunshine out there right now.
Okay, cool.
Okay. And so what you going to do? You missed, at least you missed lunch for sure. Maybe you can get some dinner.
That sounds like a plan.
You might want to take a shower. You might want to, I don't know what you all have with you as far as meals.
Shower and food.
In that order.
But not together, right?
No.
Right.
No, not this time, no.
Depends on where the shower head is, I guess.
I've been told that you can eat spaghetti in the shower pretty effectively.
As long as the shower head isn't above the bowl, I think you're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Easy cleanup when you're done.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
Don't worry about
Why do
dripping
I feel-
sauce on yourself.
Why do I feel like you know that?
When you guys come down the stairs from upstairs, you notice that there's a whole bunch of guys and women, guys as in men and women, wearing dark-colored suits with little curly things going up, or over into their ear, and looking, with walkie-talkies in their hands and looking around at you guys as you're coming down.
I look back.
Okay, Alpin, what did you do to deserve getting arrested this time?
What did I do?
Yeah, what did you do?
I didn't do it.
You do have a tendency to get arrested,
You do. You really do.
Are they saying anything or?
When you guys are coming down the stairs, one of them takes the walkie-talkie up to their mouth, says Team 9 is coming down the stairs. And then stops and looks at you. Doesn't say a word, just look.
Good
I look
morning.
back.
I hold up my palm and say, how?
Gail Cameron comes out of just one of the living rooms, and says, "Oh, you're on! Oh, how wonderful! Oh, it's great to see you. Oh, you must have really needed that nap, right? Yeah, I mean, this is man, those time stations could really kill you, right? I mean, I have no idea what it's like with the time change between your world and our world, I mean, that's got to be something really serious, right?
Yeah,
Why
it's
do
about,
I-
Yeah, pretty much.
about
Yeah.
14 hours.
Yeah. It says, I hear that if you take your shoes off and you make little, little balls with your feet on the carpet, it really helps that.
I already have balls on my feet.
Hmm.
Part of being an alien.
Oh,
Just kind of
well.
scrunch the fibers in between your toes. I hear that really helps with that. Anyways, please.
She doesn't realize that we don't get jet lag, right?
But we
What?
do, right?
Of course
What's
you
that?
do.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
I don't care what time it is out there. I'm on my own
Okay.
clock.
Never reset your watch. Is that what you're telling me?
Pretty much. I'm always on Earth prime time.
It's always on Earth Prime.
Well, that just means you got jet
time.
lag most of the time whenever it's mismatched. That doesn't
Well,
mean
then
you never
it's not
have
really
it.
jet lag if that's a current state, a constant state, I guess. I mean, think about it. If you're always jet lagged,
Then you're
you're
always
not
jet
really
lagged.
jet lagged. That's just your
You're always jet lag. How would you know, right?
right.
Well, I mean, you won't be when by coincidence it happens to match your internal clock.
It's like, it's morning and I'm actually awake and don't
Yeah.
feel tired, or it's nighttime and I'm actually tired and ready to go to sleep.
Okay. Anyways,
Anyway,
so Gail says, "Well, come on in to the sitting room. There's someone I want you to meet."
okay.
Okay, sure.
All right.
So
Then.
you go walking in, and you see a lot more of these people, in the suits and stuff like that. And there is an elegantly dressed older woman sitting there sipping tea, and she sits it down, and she gets up and she says, "Well, hello there." Says,
Hello.
My name is Nena. I'm the President of the United States." And she puts her hand forward.
Shake her hand.
I looked at Indrani and what did you do?
What do you mean?
I'll shake her hand too after Indrani.
You spoke to her on the phone and now she's here. What
I
did
didn't
you
know it was a woman.
Mm,
And Johnny left that part out.
oh, I don't really remember. It was sort of all off the top of my head.
So she says, she says, "Well, welcome to the United States, Indrani." And then she looks
Thank you.
over at Valentina and says, "And it's a pleasure to meet you, Valentina." Shakes her hand, and then she shakes the hand of Alpin. He says, "Mr. Wixx."
Madam
Yeah.
President?
And then she shakes Mark Dan. He says, "You must be Mark."
Yeah.
Shakes her hand, big smile. And finally, she goes over and she shakes the hand of Kit.
Howdy.
It's such a pleasure to have all of you here together. He says, since you've just gotten up, would you like some tea, coffee?
It'd be
Yeah,
better up
a
here.
cup of coffee would
Coffee
be
and
nice.
food would be nice.
Yeah.
Sure.
He looks over at Gail and says, "You think we could have some, maybe some, a little wake up service for your guests?" And Gail just kind of starts this, "Oh yeah, sure, absolutely." And she turns and walks out of the room, and then she walks right back in because she's got service.
Okay.
Basically told them what to do.
All right. Then.
She's not going to miss this. She's got the President of the United States in her sitting room.
There you go.
And apparently arrived in under 12 in less than 12 hours. So
They have teleportation systems now. Didn't you know?
they do.
I don't know. Do they?
I don't know.
I'm gonna hit you with a potted plant.
Go for it. Try me, man.
Uh-huh.
So,
Philodendron.
And so she sits down. She says, "So, tell me, what is it like being an interdimensional explorer? Is there a lot of job security in that sort of a career?"
Well, until you die.
Or retire.
So it's a
Or
lifetime. So it's a lifetime occupation.
Or you
kind
retire.
No, you actually can retire. It's not a euphemism.
It's just no
It's
one
a-
ever has.
No,
It's a
people
niche
do it all the
field.
time, actually.
They
It's
do.
a niche field.
And there are also people who can travel the fringe paths but don't actually explore.
Okay. So she's going to go and say, "So tell me, Mark, why did you become an interdimensional explorer?" And everyone, this is an opportunity for your characters to basically present something from their backstory.
My previous job was dealing with the biology of a sewage plant, and I did not find this to be the most.
It was shitty work.
Yes.
Oh.
In this case, the joke applies, and fringe exploration was a much more interesting position. And I get to see all these alien biologies and things that like nobody like within 1,000 miles of me has ever seen before.
So what's the
Billion miles.
strangest alien biology you've ever seen, Mark?
Let's see. Well, we were recently on a planet where there were creatures that had like wires in their system, and there were actually both humans and a different alien race, and they had different biology, and they could not, for instance, eat all the same things. There are worlds where there are spider people, worlds where there are elephant people. There's a
And by
creature.
people, you mean they're intelligent, right?
Yes, absolutely.
We'd be surprised. A lot of things are intelligent.
I can't say the same about Congress.
Well, that's
Yeah,
because
you know what they
removed
say:
those.
the opposite of progress is Congress.
Poly meaning
I
many.
have
Ticks,
heard that one, Mark. I see we're meant to like.
poly meaning many. Ticks being small blood-sucking insects.
Yeah.
All right. So, Valentina, how did you become an IDET explorer?
They
Apparently, she doesn't know.
character knows. Character knows. Player doesn't really know what they do to test that aside from the crystals.
No, why did you become?
Oh, why?
Once you find out you were friends.
Oh, I heard how. I'm sorry. I was gonna say what.
What? I thought you knew this.
She's correct. I see. The president said, "How did you become a Fringeworthy explorer?" So you were there. There was this crystal that
Yeah.
identified you as being able to be an explorer.
Yeah, I get it. But as to why I became as to why I became a Fringeworthy explorer, it was to relieve my parents of the fact that I was no longer in the military, even though this is probably 10 times more dangerous. The second reason was that I wanted something different.
So you wanted to leave the military, and you ended up doing something that was far more dangerous.
Most likely, yes. I know
But
it is.
it's a
I know it
relief.
is more dangerous.
But it's a
Sorry?
relief to your parents that you didn't anyways, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you sound like a good daughter. So, all right. So, Mr. Wixx, can you
Yes.
tell me how you became a Fringeworthy explorer?
Well, I was walking on my world and I saw the shimmering portal, and curiosity got the better of me, so I stepped through it.
You're not from the same world as the rest of them?
No,
Oh, that is interesting. So you saw a shimmering portal, you stepped through it, and where did that put you?
it ended up putting me on what's called the fringe paths.
What are those? No one's explained anything about that to me.
Well, a fringe path is basically a roadway between dimensions.
So
People
you
that can
walk.
walk the fringe paths can see the portals, they step through, and then they can use the fringe paths to go to different portals, which lead to different dimensions.
So you stepped through up this portal, you found yourself on a road, and you just walked until what happened?
Until I found somebody.
So and they were from IDET?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And they said, "Hey, you used to be one of us. You're an IDETian, right?"
No, actually, they said, "Whoa, you're halfway there."
We're Earth people.
We're all Earth.
Well, I'm an Earth person myself.
A lot of worlds call
I
themselves
am
Earth.
as well. My world was called Earth as well.
So,
But one big difference between my Earth and theirs, besides technology, my Earth had dragons.
dragons. And how big are these dragons?
Quite large.
And do they breathe fire?
Yes, some of them do.
Okay. Do you have dragon slayers and things like that?
Oh no.
No, everybody's kind of happy with the dragons.
So even
It's
though you have
it's
dragons
kind
that
of
breathe
a,
fire, everybody's cool with that.
yeah.
So
I mean, they don't eat much.
They don't eat much. Okay. Well, that's very accommodating of your people. I must say, I think that some of the ecological groups before they got so radicalized probably would have been very happy. The Sierra Society, the World Wildlife Federation, they would have been really happy to meet someone like you.
Well, maybe.
Okay. And was the world you came from, since it had dragons and things like that, was it kind of like a medieval world?
It's more like the 50s.
Yeah. According to IDET, my world had was at the 1950s stage.
So it was like there was like a Cold War going on, and there was there was there's been a whole thing about people being afraid of communism, and there was a lot of unrest in South America and a lot of emerging nationalism in Africa. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, I really didn't delve that much into politics, but yeah, I think so.
What did you do before you became a Fringeworthy explorer?
I was an explorer.
You were already an explorer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I mean, before you went through that portal, what did you explore?
Well, all of the United States, pretty much all of North America, had delved a bit into South America and gone over to Europe a couple of times.
And how did you happen across the portal?
I just saw it. I guess luck of the draw.
So, did the United States know about the portal?
I think some people did,
Okay.
but
I'm surprised that something like that wouldn't have been locked down or something, you know.
well,
We know where
not
your
many people
portal
can
is
see
on our world. It's in Neptune City.
yes,
So, and
but only people that can travel through the portal are the ones that can see it.
okay. Well, that's always good to know. I mean, do you think there's anybody on our world who has the ability to travel through that portal?
I don't know. I don't think we've met one yet.
Is there a way of finding that out besides just having someone come around the portal and say, "Oh, what is that thing over there?"
Well, yeah. Usually, if a crystal that we have glows, it can tell us who has the ability or not.
Do you have one of those crystals?
I look over at Jason. Do we?
We have two.
I don't know. Do we?
We have
Just
two of
who
them.
has it?
I have one of them.
The one I've got doesn't.
The what? Oh yeah, you got the engineering one or the
key one.
key one. Yeah. I don't know who's got the other one.
I think you do, Jason.
The blue one.
No, I don't.
Oh, Kit doesn't have it?
No, we have a brown one. We don't have the blue one.
Wait, we had two
How many
of them
crystals
with
do
us.
you have in the plate?
2.
And Indrani has the other one.
Is she the Indrani is the key holder? Is she
Yes.
the key master?
I guess so.
Okay.
All right,
Well,
then.
Indrani. I would. I shrug when he looks at me. I'm like, somebody must have one.
I'll look at Indrani then.
What?
Do you have it?
Yeah, it's right here in my backpack.
No, okay.
Backpack,
I thought you were about
backpack.
to. Okay,
Uh,
Dora the Explorer.
President Nina says, "May I see it?"
Sure.
I mean, who knows? Maybe I can see your portal.
He fishes it out and hands it to the president.
Have you been down to
Neptune City.
Neptune City. No, I actually never been to Neptune City.
Take me down to Neptune City?
For fuck's sake, not
Yes,
again.
Not again.
though once my term is over, I definitely plan on doing some traveling, and that would be, I think, a great place to go. So especially considering that that's where they discovered the artifact that allows the exploration of the seas to be possible.
Yeah.
He takes this thing and he holds. He says, "It's not very big, is it?"
No.
Says it doesn't. It's brown. Is it supposed to do anything when?
Well, I'll hold my hand out for it.
Oh, actually, it should be glowing because you're all within 10 feet. So yeah.
Right.
Oh, it's glowing. Oh, it's very pretty. So it's glowing. Does that mean I'm Fringeworthy?
Well,
No,
that means
no,
it's,
not really.
we're in the area of it. It glows when there's Fringeworthy nearby.
Yes.
How far do I have to be away from you then for it to work?
Well,
For-
Bruce, quick question.
Yeah.
Do I have to be holding it in order to determine to find Fringeworthy?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You definitely have to be holding it,
Okay,
but it'll glow in the presence of a Fringeworthy person if they're within 10 feet of it.
right. Just step 10 feet away from us, and if it's still glowing, then
Well,
whoever's
we
within 10 feet of
we
it.
step 10 feet away from the crystal.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Sure.
If she
no, you guys stay seated. You know, enjoy your coffee and tea and beer. But I can do this, if he gets up and, he starts backing away, and if he gets about 10 feet, 11, 12, whatever, all of her security detail are looking at her very concerned about, something that might happen.
That
You know,
should be far enough away.
yeah.
That should be,
And
yeah.
basically it just, the light
Does it
fades.
go out or stay on?
No, the light fades from it.
Oh,
If Chris was here, the light might have stayed on, but he hasn't gotten here yet.
If who?
Oh, Chris. He's somebody who's considering being a new player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay, cool.
why I'm currently showing my very, very messy basement. Because rather than blurring it off. Okay, he says, "Oh, aw." He says, "I'm not Fringeworthy."
it would have been
What
amazing
a
if you had been.
shame. That would have been so exciting.
Well, there's
Yes,
a
it was.
portal that we came through, and Fringeworthy people can also see the portal. So,
But if your crystal isn't glowing for me, would I be able to see it
then
anyway?
you wouldn't be able to. But I'm saying this is
No.
another way for you to find out.
Okay.
It's
Well, I'll definitely I'll definitely make the mayor of Neptune City aware of the fact that if people, that if anybody can actually see the portal, see then that's a really strong indication that they'd be able to go through it. So that would be really important.
Yeah.
So, okay.
I think they would have noticed it if they'd already seen it, if they'd been down there, though.
He comes back and he basically says, here you go, Indrani. I think you want this back, right?
Yes, definitely.
Says, it's not a gift to the American people, right?
No, we kind of need this.
Now, Madam President,
Yes, Mr. Wixx?
if you know of anyone that might have crystals similar to that one or similar to this one, and I'll pull out the other one, would you please let us know?
Okay. So she nods at one of the guys in the suits. They pull out a phone and they go, snap, different, go different shots around and says, we'll definitely do a search for this kind of thing. I mean, if there's more of these, then we definitely want to find them.
I'm gonna finish my coffee.
So and so at this point, Gail is saying, so are you guys up for some dinner or do you want breakfast again?
Oh, dinner sounds good.
Yes,
What do you
yes.
have in mind?
Okay. President Nina says, well, I've already had dinner with with the mayor, but I'll certainly come in and enjoy some more of this excellent coffee, which is a rarity, actually. The average person doesn't get to drink this very often. It has to be hand pollinated.
Y'all need some coffee? I got some in my backpack.
Oh, well, certainly I wouldn't say no to some alien coffee.
I don't know how alien it's going to be, but
Well, I mean, it's an entirely different world. Don't you think that's pretty alien?
Technically,
I
yes.
guess I just don't really think about it like that.
You're so cute.
I'll pull out a
It's
pouch.
adorable, she says. She
I'll-
raises her cup and looks over at everybody.
I'll pull
Anyway,
out a pouch of.
I'll be back, and I walk upstairs.
No, we haven't heard your story yet,
And
kid.
I went to go get the coffee.
Okay, well, make sure when you come back, I want to hear how you became a Fringeworthy explorer. So they all get up,
Okay.
so she gets up, and everyone kind of moves into the dining room, and it's all the place settings are out there, and they've cleaned away any additional any place settings that had already been used and refreshed it and all. And there's one, there's some wine bottles, cooling carafe. There's glasses of pure water. It's all very ornate. The silverware is very ornate. And the I'm sorry. Mayor Gale says, you might notice that there is the symbol of the old dynasty of Russia, the czars and such. That's actually that's actually an historical find on the island. At one point, the Russians held, and they were Russians; they weren't Soviets. They held the island of Kodiak, and this actually belonged to the mayor of the island at the time, and it's actually been passed down through the generations. It belongs to the manor, into the mansion, not to me personally. So just thought you'd like to know that you're actually handling history, not just fine, fine dining implements. Yes, we actually have a very good relationship with the Soviet Union these days. They've become much more moderate. They're in a way they're much more moderate, like China has become much more moderate. So even though we don't agree politically on our forms of government, we enjoy a peaceful world that is too busy dealing with the existential threat of extinction of the higher form of life, which is ourselves. So everyone's kind of like put that sort of thing on the back burner while we deal with these other issues. Anyway, so they started bringing out, all these trays of food and things, fresh biscuits and some rather interesting looking, like a fried, succotash and fresh butter and all kinds of really nice things. It's obviously a very expensive spread, and if you think about the world in which this is a lot of money. You're basically, if you went to a really expensive restaurant, this would cost as much as going to a really expensive restaurant just on the base price of these items. So anyway, so you guys are getting the best that the mayor has to offer you. So she's and so there's some nice beef bourgeonnage there, and little pearl onions, and but also some fish. If you have a preference for that, some nice poached trout for you to eat, and it's quite a spread. And Gail says, please, enjoy. You don't stand on the ceremony. If you need a moment to offer up your prayers to your various deities, that's perfectly fine. Just let us know if we need a moment of silence for that. No? Okay. Okay. Great. All right. Anyways, and by the way, you also notice that Colonel Gabe Megan is also in attendance. And also in Willie, Temperance is the mayor's husband, and some of the most important people on the island are currently in the room right now. So
greet the Colonel.
So anyways, the President Nina, or President Ellie, actually, says, so I just wanted to understand how absolutely thrilled we all are that you have brought reintroduced live pollinators. And I hear they're doing very well in their warehouse down by the port, and we're gonna we're right now, been contacting people, through the Smithsonian about, how to best take care of bees and such, and have the remaining experts, and if necessary, we'll fly them from overseas to come and take care of these. If any specific information that you have on this particular breed of bees, anything having to do with their needs and things like that. I mean, I do realize that they need pollen and other things like that. So we're also going to be shipping a whole lot of flowers. As a matter of fact, one of the forms of flowers that's readily available to us is actually tobacco. They are pollinated, of course, by hand, but in order to get the tobacco leaves to grow the way the people want them to, they have to snip them off regularly. And so they are rooted quite a bit, and then planted in other soil to for the purposes of increasing the crop. But more, the fact is that there's a lot of leftover flowers which can now be rooted and sent up to us here, or wherever we end up moving the bees to, so that they have a ready source of pollen to bring back to their hive. I'm sure that there's all kinds of other things that can be brought up here. Did you bring any particular seeds or food for the bees with you?
We did bring sugar water.
Okay, but no plants for them?
We did bring seeds. We did bring miniature fruit trees.
That's
Okay.
correct.
And anything else?
Look over at Mark, who has the list, and Indrani too.
Okay. We did bring several different sorts of plants which require pollination. Pollinators. We brought several different kinds, so the bees will have many sources of nectar.
Okay, Mark, do you know?
Out of game, I do not know. I know we
Okay.
brought. I know we brought some stuff, but the only thing I remember was the miniature fruit trees, which we'd already mentioned. I think also honey. I mean, it's a little strange, bringing honey, but bees do consume it.
Okay. So Kit suddenly remembers that he made a big deal about the fact that you were bringing that to the team, that we were going to be bringing a large quantity of a common lawn pest that is edible.
Dandelions.
Oh, yeah.
Right, Kit?
That is correct.
So when you tell her that you brought dandelion seeds, she's like, well, yeah, those things like root and grow like weeds. Yeah, like weeds. They're very hardy. They'll be perfect. And considering we're in the land of the midnight sun, they should grow very, very rapidly, as long as we can keep them warm enough, and I'm sure we can. Well, that's just all so wonderful. She's just clapping her hands, so thrilled, okay. So this is great. Thank you very much, for what you've done. Now, I'm And I'm my administration basically, is that our number one question is, what do you want in return for all the things that you can bring us?
Your underwater force field technology, of course.
Okay. And Steve says,
There are other minor things that we might want, but that would be the major one.
okay. Well, we certainly can certainly bring you plenty of units of it for us to share with you. Is
Can you
is
tell
there, is,
us the design,
I'm sure that
principles?
I'm sure that my people could do that. I myself do not know the scientific principles of the Eden effect, uh, but it's not a secret. As a matter of fact, Eden revealed it to the world without a patent. So, but I'm so it's not like it's a secret. But I'm just wondering, is is that a something like this? It's certainly revolutionized, the gathering materials and the exploration of all the. If your world is supposed to be so much like ours, and then and Mr. Wixx's world also. I mean, it seems like this is something that could be really a great boon worldwide for a lot of different places. And I'm just wondering if maybe you had something else that you could offer us besides the return of pollinators. Not that I'm saying that's not a great thing. That is certainly great. I'm just wondering if there's something more technological you might offer us in exchange.
Oh, of course. We
certainly
have
you
plans for other devices, other things that we can trade.
Okay.
The things we've given you are to show our goodwill and to show that we have things to trade, but they're not all we have.
Well, great. So I've been talking to our own manufacturers and such, and various companies that are manufacturing those types of submersible, units and such. They are just eager to cut a deal with you for whatever can be done in exchange. So, I mean, would you be paying for these units in some kind of precious metal, or would there be an exchange of other technology units that we could have? Because I have a lot of people in the major corporations that are looking at new products that might be coming from our interaction with you. And so, well, of course, if you want to give us the ability to, those corporations, the ability to make something, then that would be a great benefit to all of them. The bees are something that are not very marketable. So I have a lot of pressure coming from those people saying, what can, if we give them something that we're basically selling to our own people, what do we get back? So how would you be handling that? How, what can we do to create
out of game? Are we able to make fusion reactors, or do we just get them?
No, we can make them, and that's why we brought the team and the sample unit, who's still sitting on the platform waiting for us to.
Right. I mean, I know we have fusion reactors, but the question is, did we actually learn how to make them?
Yes, we can reproduce them.
I say
on the large scale side, we can reproduce them. Not on the minors, not on the compact version yet. They're still working on that.
And they don't have it to like an industrial size rollout. These are all basically prototypes that are
But
they're-
it's something,
they-
which is more than
they,
nothing.
yeah, they can produce. They can certainly prove, they have working models that they can show, and they are reliable.
I am going to remind. I wish to remind you, Ken, though, that we had also said that part of the stipulation of getting the fusion reactor is that they adopt an environmental protection agency and start rehabilitating their planet. So it's no longer this, they're no longer wiping out species every week and stuff like that.
Yeah, well,
That's part of that's contingent. The EPA is one of the contingencies of getting the reactor. Everything else, I mean, we have other things that they can do that we can get to. I mean, that's the big one. That's our trump card.
I say
so to speak.
the biggest thing we have are fusion reactors, although there are political considerations. People on our world wish that you do not ruin your own environment anymore. I wasn't really in on creating the requirements, but I have the requirements here. Also, we have certain, I guess, compared to fusion reactors, relatively minor advances in computer technology that you can have. Like you don't have the internet here, and your computers are like, decades behind ours.
Oh, okay. So you also have advanced computing machines. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, certainly we'd be interested in those. Yeah. So let me
and as I said, there are also minor things like exchange of popular culture in both ways, because you're one of the few worlds in a similar year to our own that you would have popular culture that we would want.
Well, I'm not quite sure what to say about popular culture, but we will definitely bring in a negotiating team to work with you and to hammer out an agreement with you, at least in principle, to allow us to start this movement of technology and from our world to yours and your world to ours. And I just, I'm very glad to hear that you are interested in doing that, and that you so value the effect technology. So we just have to make sure that we have something that pleases all pleases all of the concerned and doesn't give away the ship to as the old thing is that if everybody walks away from the table slightly dissatisfied, it's a really good deal. So that's what we're going to have to work for. And I can't stay here forever, but the vice president will be here tomorrow, and we'll and with a whole team of negotiators to help work this out. So and of course the department, the heads of various cabinet posts that are affected by these technological kinds of things. And certainly, like I said, the whole thing with the Smithsonian and the bees, that's completely separate in the sense that they're going to do everything they can to keep those bees alive and to make them as happy as possible. And we're going to
part of keeping them happy as possible would be not having a toxic environment for them to live in. So that's part of why we were striving for this environmental protection agency, if you will.
Yeah. Well, we've made big advances, since the 1980s. Okay, we basically scaled back our oil and gas production and production, and did a major push toward fission, power plants, and things like that. To
Fission
try
still has a
to,
lot of dirty aspects to it, though. I mean, they have residuals.
yeah, but nothing like the
Not like coal
residual.
mines.
It's not like coal mines. It's not like all the CO2 and byproducts from oil and other things like that. So we've definitely gone made some big advances. Okay, unfortunately, until you guys showed up, we didn't have any way of rolling back the clock on the things we lost. So that's going to be a big encouragement to everyone. There's give hope to the world, and of course, there's going to be an awful lot of corporations that are going to feel like they're off the hook.
Let's
for
bring
certain
back
things.
dinosaurs.
You have dinosaurs?
Jurassic Park. Kinda.
Interesting.
I don't
Okay.
think corporations should be off the hook for the damage.
Oh no! You're talking to the head of the most powerful country in the world. So we are not ruled by corporations. However, corporations do make the economy run in the United States as it does everywhere else. So they do. We do have a working relationship with all the major corporations in the world. So, and
What
we
one thing that I would like to see is negotiations between the corporations and the rebels, I think they're called.
I'm not quite sure what I, as the president of the United States, can do about that, since that is more of a international kind of issue. I mean, they are out in international waters. So, and
You have a United Nations, do you not?
we certainly do.
Doesn't the United Nations negotiate on the welfare of people worldwide?
We have many. We certainly have a great deal of humanitarian projects that we're involved in. Okay, but the issue of the corporations and how it treats its workers and some of those issues are more of a they fall into the World Court, and that is an international body which is centered a number of places in our world. And we certainly have influence. The United States certainly has influence, but we can't speak for that particular conflict directly. So I'm not quite sure. But again, we're going to have a whole team coming tomorrow to talk about all the things that concern you and make sure and hammer out a way forward that makes everybody feel like they've gotten something good out of it. So I just please be patient with us. We just discovered that there's a multiverse. I mean, it was fun watching that movie. We weren't expecting people to show up in Neptune City and say, "Hi, we're from a different world." Just it's kind of thrown things into a bit of a tailspin. So
well, at least it wasn't War of the Worlds.
Yes. Well, I'm very glad it's not War of the Worlds. That would be a very unpleasant movie. I don't like I like the ending to it, but not but not everything in front of it.
It could be the day the Earth stood still, though. What? Did I say something?
I would like to think that I would not have shot Michael Rennie.
By the way, product placement time. They now make zero sugar mug root beer.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
Yes.
It's delicious.
It was interesting. All the backpackers and such were just absolutely delighted to find out that the the giant robot's name was Gorp.
I thought it was Gort.
I thought it was Gort too.
No, it was Gorp, he says.
Hmm.
You know, and they knew it as good old raisins and peanuts, so they thought it was hilarious.
Wow.
You know, but it was too late to do it once it hit the theaters. So,
I
Thought
see.
it was like Gord or something, not Gorp.
well, I can't speak to what it might be called on your world if you had that same movie, but here the robot was called Gorp.
I'm not familiar with that movie.
Neither am I.
Yeah, it's Gort with a
Ephraim.
T on our world.
What does Gorp mean?
It doesn't mean anything. We do have the word Gorp, but that's not the name of the robot. But as I said, our popular culture is not always the same.
Indeed. So yeah. So there you are. I'll be sure to let people know that on your world the giant robot's name was Gorp with a T. I'm sure everyone's going to think, well, that ruins a perfectly good joke.
Maybe the movie is different as well. I mean, we've only mentioned the title.
All right,
Well,
guys.
Mark, why don't you watch the movie and find out?
Yeah.
I tell you what.
I'm sure that the mayor would be able to get a copy flown out here to the island to. As a matter of fact, I might be able to get it added to the to all the stuff that's going to be flying into the military base tomorrow for your little beginning of your confab with all of our various diplomats and such, and of course the vice president.
Okay.
Yes. And by the way, his name, the vice president of the United States, is Howie Duty.
She said duty.
No, Howdy Doody was a famous puppet show.
It is?
No, it's Howie duty.
Right. The president is not exactly the same, but it sounds similar.
Does it?
The puppet was Howdy Doody.
So it's not the same name at all, then.
You had a puppet named Howdy Doody?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
I'm going to go check on my guest to see if that actually was him because the dog started barking.
I
had a Muppet named Dr. Teeth, though. There was a Muppet named Dr. Teeth.
Either.
He's not. He's a puppet too, kinda, but he's a Muppet. And a friend of mine had a dog that looked like a Muppet.
I thought Yoda was a Muppet.
It looked like one.
Yeah, Yoda was. I mean, it's.
I mean, I think anything you shove your hand up
but
becomes
usually...
a puppet.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, this mug root beer is really, or this, it's mug with the dog on it. Zero sugar. I mean, I can't even tell it's zero sugar.
Oh, it's been forever since I've had mug root beer.
The fact that they make zero sugar, I mean, A&W is okay, but this is better.
Product placement time?
Yeah.
Hey, it's me.
Yeah.
That's why I was talking. I held up the bottle earlier, and you weren't even.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, all right. I'm not a gigantic root beer fan. I'll drink it if it's offered to me, but I'm.
Sorry,
that's sort of
it
thing.
occasionally.
For about 2 seconds, I was holding this in my hand.
Oh, very good. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, sick.
Sack. I just said that.
Yeah. This is something I like.
Yep, I had one of those earlier.
Mhm.
So
we have Mr. Pibb now in
Waiting.
Michigan, so that's nice.
Well, that's the Coke version.
Yeah.
It's
I was hoping they would come out with the what?
So it's the Coke version of Dr. Pepper, which is inferior.
Yeah. And the Pepsi version was Dr. Slice, which doesn't even exist anymore. But if they come out with the Dr. Pepper Blackberry Zero Sugar, I'll be very happy.
No. The regular
Did you say
blackberry.
no?
Yeah, I just said no. The regular blackberry one tastes like crap.
Oh, I like the blackberry one.
Got the blackberry zero sugar out up here.
No, you're lying.
I said, I think.
No, he's a human.
I think we need to
Straighten our priorities.
spend time among these ordinary humans to better understand their unreasoning suspicions and attitudes.
Okay, what's that from?
Ass.
The day the Earth stood still.
Oh,
Okay.
I guess it's been so long since I've seen it. I remember the lines.
So one of the interesting things about that is that in the 1950s version of the day the Earth stood still, there's an equation on the chalkboard where he's trying to solve the three body problem of moving through time and space and all that stuff. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Charlie.
Yeah, they're selling a Dr. Pepper Blackberry Zero Sugar.
Yes. No, I
don't have it.
That spot right here.
I mean, I don't have a can in front of me, but I've drank it.
Really?
They've got the
Hey,
image of
everybody, this is Chris.
drpepper.com.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm gonna have to search for it in my area.
All right then.
Huh. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing all right.
Right.
A little exhausted as always. That's just kind of how it goes. But it was from good stuff this time. I was at a delay the other day, and I was delayed by a small Afghan family because they offered me tea and homemade pastries. So I can't argue with
Well, that sounds pretty good.
No, you can't argue with that.
Not at all.
I would like homemade pastries, please.
Yeah. Can you move close to the camera so we can see your shirt, Chris?
It's a Cthulhu.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that.
Very good, very good, very good. Oh.
Well, I see it, but I don't see where you can get it. So
Walmart has it.
As we do these,
Walmart actually has 12-pack cans.
Well, maybe in Michigan.
We're using the Savage World system, and advanced is basically a certain set of experience points. Okay, so at the level you're working at right now, you're going to be until you get to legendary level. It is 5 points for an advance, which is like getting another feat or something. You have to look it up inside. Okay, all right, I don't know. It's like XP. But once it's like XP, and then once you get to legendary level, every 10 experience points you get an advance. So the Fringeworthy documents that I have 2 advances. So what kind of about that more? About up like a skill point, or not quite? I would suggest just looking it up. And this is what I have. Yeah, that's fine. Still up. But I'm saying right here in the middle. I just want to make sure too much hasn't changed. No, it's basically if you have the Fringeworthy Savage World playtest, it basically talks about right there. It says what are some of the new things that are available to you And I also have a list of things that are, you can also take stuff from the science fiction compendium. Came out for Savage World. With if you've gotten into the screen of, I listed it on some stuff. I can also send it to your phone or whatever.
As far as really try to tweak them out like during a week or something like that.
Sure, no, I expect you to. Yeah. All right. So Chris is going to work on his character while we play. All right.
Cool.
So, all right. So anyway, so you have a really nice dinner, and the president is definitely doing her very best to make you feel welcome, and that no matter what, that there are no problems that cannot be solved by her administration, and that she's thrilled as busting at her seams with pride for the United States, and thrilled to meet somebody from another world, and all very interested in all the different things about how your world and hers is, and the whole exploration thing, and all that. She just, she starts, basically, asking you, more and more penetrating questions about, the about IDET and about Ephraim and how it differs from her world, and basically just to get some idea about, what kinds of things can you guys actually offer to her world, and what can her world offer to you guys. Just trying to, set the stage for that. She's interested. She is interested somewhat, in Mark's statements about the fact that your world and her world are significantly different. So there are some things about her world that actually are, there might be some unexpected hidden gems, of culture between the two of them that may not match up. Anyway, so is there anything about Ephraim that you want them, that you would want that the president to know about as part of talking to them?
Well, Indrani says, well, we've eliminated the practice of slavery. People don't own people anymore. We've basically
out of game, like we may have eliminated an Earth Prime, but we have several allies that keep slaves.
No, don't say anything out of game, Ken. You want to talk. And Indrani is saying that in character.
Okay.
yes,
I will whisper in your ear, like, we got the Pax Romana and we got the Golden Horde, and they sometimes
on
keep
Earth
slaves.
Prime we have eliminated the practice of slavery. People are generally paid a fair wage for their work, a living wage, such that they're paid enough where they can have a decent home, feed themselves and their children, and live comfortably. Is it the same here?
It is. We're still having challenges with that because of the ecological collapse that occurred. So I would say that probably we're not at the people may not be as rich, but we're doing our very best to make sure that everybody's fed and everybody has access to health care and certainly housing and education. That's always been a big thing for the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we can't. I mean, are you speaking for your world at large? I mean, do you
At
have
large, yes.
you have a unified government?
No, we have many different countries.
Okay, so the country you're referring to, therefore, is what?
India, where I'm
India.
from.
Okay, yeah, India.
Yes.
Yeah, there's the standard of living in India is definitely a lot less than it is in the United States.
Yes, we have too many people and not enough jobs.
Right.
That's why we send
So,
people to the United States.
right. So it was a big challenge to get them converted over to using nuclear fuel. That so we because they didn't have the they have nuclear weapons, but they didn't have the monetary infrastructure in order to do that. In order to build a lot of it. So they were they and China, two of the biggest problem countries in regards to getting them converted over. We've but we actually had our own issues in the United States with trying to get the various petrochemical companies to get behind this conversion we needed to do into at least less petrochemicals. They were very resistant to it, but we found ways of doing it, and they're now much pretty satisfied, and one of the reasons why they've moved out into the ocean as they have, because it's it's given them a lot of freedom that from us and our restrictions that they didn't have. So it is a bit of it is a bit of a wild west out there in the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans, but we're doing our best to make sure that.
Did somebody say Wild West?
Yeah, I've heard that it's a big problem in Oceania.
What's the big problem?
People are suffering because they're working for wages that are
unfair.
They can't survive on.
Yeah.
Do you have specific places where that's occurring?
From what I've heard, yes.
Okay. Well, if you'd like to share that with our people, we would certainly. We do have one of the greatest navies in the world, so we we. But as I said, for humanitarian reasons, we can take actions once we know about them. But we, there are a lot of legal issues about just going down and forcing ourselves into one of these undersea mining encampments and such.
That's very political of you.
Yeah. Well. It's as I said, we're not ruled by corporations, but they are important to us. So they are to the rest of the world. So we have to navigate a fairly thorny path, and because a lot of the people that were basically destitute in places like India and Africa and a lot of other places. One of the ways they were able to actually find work and employment and survival was to sign on to some of these big underwater concerns. So, the corporations see themselves as being the saviors of a lot of people in this world, and that's right up there on the mastheads of their annual report. So
I can understand that.
So they are very resistant to anybody casting aspersions upon that. But we also know that we've had certain because of our history with them in the past. We certainly know that they are. I don't want to say they are prone, but it certainly there's been plenty of times when they have cut corners and not followed the regulations that were in existence and had to be. And I can say that in the continental United States, we have been able to, enforce many of these environmental acts. But out in the oceans, in international water, we have less ability to do this without creating an international incident by so doing. And we don't want to get in, and we don't need another proxy war. We've had too many of those in our history.
All right.
So what I'm saying is that we are, if you can give us specific places where things are not happening the way they should, especially according to the stated, employment doctors and hiring promises, we can go in and put the pressure on them. Okay. I mean, corporations definitely do not want the United States, which is one of the greatest consumer markets in the world, to suddenly say, oh, I think we're going to cut back on the amount of copper that, let's say, or various manufactured products by some of these international companies, and say, because we don't feel good about buying from people that are letting people starve, or getting yellow lungs, or any of the other things that can happen when people don't follow safety regulations and such. So we're willing to work with you. We want you to know that the United States wants to be a real partner with your IDA, with your Earth Prime, and all the other worlds that are associated with them. Since you are an explorer of many worlds, and you have at least one member of your team that's from another world other than your Earth Prime.
Okay.
So,
well, thank you. That was very informative.
And of course, I myself, I remember growing up, and I remember how the world was before the great crash, when the pollinators all died. So, I would love for the world to return ecologically to a semblance of what it was before. But right now, I'm afraid the world is still kind of on life support. So we've got to tread lightly. And those and a lot of those corporations are part of that lifeline. So anyway, but again, just turning back for you guys, and ask you to tell her more about some of the many sites that you've seen during your explorations. Have people used other methods to solve some of the problems that you had on your world versus how they were on the world for, like, Mr. Wixx there. Did you obviously found a way to live in harmony with giant fire-breathing beasts. So, historically, usually one side or the other kind of eliminates themselves. So, but you seem to be fine. So, I was just wondering, was there some sociological, philosophical method of resolving those conflicts?
Well, I'm sure that we can have perhaps some of my people that are also members of IDET trade information. That's
that would be great. That'd be great. So, yes, we definitely welcome anybody from your world to come and visit us. More the merrier, I say. And we're definitely interested in, as I said, how you might have solved some problems that have been rather thorny problems for us, because they said it's not a perfect world. I didn't inherit a perfect world, definitely, from my predecessor. and I'm looking forward to maybe hearing about how other versions of the United. Do you have the United States in your Earth Prime?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe your Earth Prime, maybe they had, they had different ways of doing things, and and maybe we can learn, some things from that too. Maybe you can learn from us because we were able to essentially establish a worldwide consortium to deal with our ecological collapse. So I don't know if that's ever happened on your world. I mean, not the ecological collapse, but you said you wanted people to follow strict, more enforcement of various rules having to do with pollution and animal husbandry and such. And I'm just wondering if in fact you guys have are also following those rules and such. Yes, it's been difficult because
One thing I would like to add, Madam President, not everyone that walks the fringe paths are human.
And
Some
do you
are
mean
good.
do you mean they're like helper animals, or do you mean they're aliens that you mentioned the fact that there were spider people and other types?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
They are intelligent. They have their own way of doing things. But not all of them look human.
Oh, I wouldn't. I guess I wouldn't expect that.
Some of them actually look downright scary.
She looked at you and she says, "It's and would you say they're all made in God's image?"
I'm not a religious man.
Absolutely.
How could they? Well, sure.
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay.
If
So that I think I'm going to have to think on that for a while.
Methinks so too.
We've never actually. I mean, we've never. I mean, having you people, obviously human beings.
What do you mean, you people? Oh. Sorry, had to.
All looking very human. We've never had to deal with, other than, of course, in movies, which are allegorical, of course. We've never had to deal with the possibility that we might have people among us who were in fact non-human and expected to be treated exactly, with the same rights and privileges as humans. And the question, of course, is how their intelligence arose and all the rest of that stuff. Now, there's plenty of people that, in our scientific community that would say, well, of course it's going to be like that. But I think that it's difficult for Mr. and Mrs. Joe American to deal with that. So
well, they're about to have their world rocked. So
I am going to pull up a picture of Grandma that I had taken when we first introduced her to the spider alien.
To the Demixie.
Oh yeah, you did take that picture. I forgot.
I took a picture, and I'm going to pull that up. That's two of the species that walk the fringe paths. And I'll
Yeah.
show it to the president.
All right. He looks at it. He says, "Oh, she's pretty." And you can see there's some strain on her. You know, she's
Oh shit!
it's like,
Baseball.
That's
Oh,
Grandma.
shit. Baseball.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Spaceballs.
yeah. There's a difference between a movie and someone standing in front of a microphone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think any of these will be coming to our world anytime soon?
Yeah.
More than
Yeah.
likely the Demexi.
Grandma won't.
Well, I can guarantee that the Demixi will be.
And that's why?
Well, we talked about the whole fusion reactors. Well, they're part of the
Right.
scientific team.
With the fusion reactor.
Yeah.
Oh. So
They're
They're
incredibly
gonna come-
skilled craftsmen.
they're going to come to our world with the fusion reactor.
They're
that what you
incredibly skilled industrial craftsmen.
Do not doubt that.
If really a problem, I mean, we could bring the fusion reactor ourselves.
And
But we wouldn't know how
Grandma,
to set it up for you.
Grandma is with her own team.
Out of game, I
Oh.
thought we originally were going to bring it ourselves anyway.
No, we
Yeah,
have
well,
it. It's on,
I'm sure,
Okay.
sure it
not-
would be fine. I wouldn't want you not to bring a revolutionary device such as a fusion reactor, a power generator, to our world. I mean, that sounds like something that would be absolutely tremendous. So I'm sure that'll be fine. That'll be fine, and I'm looking forward to it. So assume it's going to be going up over in Neptune City, right? I mean, that's the only portal you have on our world, correct?
That we know of, yes.
But there could be more.
we would have
Well,
to. Well, I mean, let's talk about the reactor for a moment. This would
Okay.
need some.
I thought
some
we're on a. I thought we're on a node, so we know there's only one portal.
yeah,
not on a
but we're not
prime.
telling them that.
Okay.
But we also don't know everything there is to know about the portals and stuff.
True.
Also true.
So not as we know. It's a life gem, but not as we know it. So anyway, we were thinking that Sitka would be a good place to start building the reactor.
On American soil, that sounds like certainly that we would be able, it would be something that we could manage better. Sure. And
Well, the main reason being is we'd need access to and from the portal, and that would seem to be the most efficient location.
Okay, sure. All right, that sounds doable. I will inform the the Navy that they need to facilitate this, and we'll go and get people looking for an appropriate site in Cisco. I look forward to, my team, meeting with you all and with your team of aliens with this device to get it operational on American soil as soon as possible.
Right.
Yeah. She's looking, her face is getting whiter and whiter as you're talking to her. Now we're talking about the nuclear accelerator
Poor lady.
on American soil, but fortunately it's right next to Canada, so that's not so bad. If this is Minneapolis, it might be a real problem right Like, yeah, I think, it's almost as good as Kodiak Island, but yeah, it's further away from the Soviets, and that's a good thing. Definitely going to have to move at least one of the fleets over along the west coast to make sure that it's protected from anything. So
I love making her sweat.
Oh yeah, she's not sweating as far as you can tell. She's probably drenched inside that suit of hers, that power. But she's this consummate, unlike some presidents, he's very cool, and you can imagine becoming one of the first female, if not the first female president. He's learned how to handle herself under fire. But yeah, definitely. So we're gonna have to get maybe go. Yes, secure transport of the fusion reactor, Neptune. So see here, sometime news blackout.
News blackout.
I'm typing this so this thing.
It's no fun being an illegal alien.
Yeah. All right. And,
got off the plane, wasn't feeling too good. Have my wallet and my passport, a new pack of cigarettes.
right. So anyway,
The sun is shining.
well, he says,
with the bottle of tequila.
And he basically says, well, this has been wonderful. I think that the mayor probably has a lot of material for you to look over as far as our version of the United States, to maybe get you a little more comfortable with how things are. Maybe some world maps to show you how things might be different from your Earth prime, as you put it. And I'm sure she can, handle that sort of thing. I'm going to, like I say, I really need to get back to the Oval Office and start getting some of the, or at least back to Air Force One, so I can start broadcasting a lot of these, get some things moving that need to get moving. Okay. Fortunately, I have some excellent people working for me in the executive branch, and we'll just have to see what the Congress reacts to all this. It's going to be interesting.
Klaatu Barada Niktu.
So as he stands up, it says, so thank you very much for your time and for this wonderful opportunity to and for choosing the United States as your gateway to our world. I promise you that we will not let you down, and we look forward to having working with you for many years to come. So she goes around and she takes everybody. She goes and gives gives the mayor and her husband a big hug. And, just pat her on the back and whispers a few things into her ear, and turns around and her security basically just starts talking on her things, the football's in motion kind of stuff, And by the way, there was somebody over, in the background that seemed to have some kind of a large backpack type device. They were holding
football.
The football.
The
Yeah.
football.
So anyway, so and they proceed to walk out the front door, and you hear a lot of engines roaring to life, and you imagine that they pulled away. So leaving you there with the mayor, who says, "Well, is anybody interested in watching a football game?"
Yes, definitely.
Of course. Do you mean football or soccer?
Oh, I mean football.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
So
yes.
because-
Oh,
I guess so.
American football.
They wheel this, he says, you can either, just want to come into the living room or the sitting room, and we'll basically wheel in a big television, and the
Big TV.
well, it's not a big screen television. It's not a flat screen, by the way. But it is a big television, a big CRT. And
Damn, you folks are primitive.
I say we have televisions when they're that big, they're this thick.
he looks at you and he says, "Okay," like he doesn't understand what you're saying.
What's wrong with you?
I'm surprised you haven't developed liquid crystal displays.
Oh, we do. Have one on my flip phone right here.
I mean, like these, and I hold up my smartphone.
Ooh, pretty.
Yeah, they color.
No. See, I think that you should have done that to the president. I mean,
She was just a political mouthpiece.
he's the president of the United States. He's a political mouthpiece.
Yeah, other people control what she says and does. So,
So,
okay.
definitely sticking up for the president.
Of course. I mean, but your internal politics are a mystery to me. So,
Well, there is a this world has an unholy union between industry and politics.
Of course.
So,
That's true everywhere.
I'd hate to see him wear all the sponsor logos on her suit.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Well, it's probably very close to where we are right now.
Right. I agree.
All right.
I want them to wear all sponsor logos too.
But in the middle of the week, I'm handing get my Discord figured out between them.
Okay. Like I said, it's I said we talked to each other. I can invite you now. I mean, I can basically send you a invite through that, and you can just join in.
Yeah, I gotta
Here. Well, the main reason I wanted your phone was so we could. That was before I basically plugged it these speakers in, so I was able to get that done.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
well, this is basically remote one at this point.
Right.
So I might as well just get all my tech set up and make sure that all that stuff works.
And I'm saying is, what I said to you before is that, I mean, right now, what we could do is that you can come over and you can literally sit here next to me and play, just like you'd be around the table, except you'd have the ear of the GM. Right. Versus these guys, But I'm saying you can have all your stuff here, and those guys are going to be remote, and you're remote to them, of course.
Right.
But you can, that's as close as I can offer an in-person
experience
for this game. So, did you enjoy what you've heard so far?
Think we're all making characters kind of blind.
Well, okay. Could you pause the recording, please?
Yeah, give me 1 second because I have 2 programs going.